Aries. My name is Audrey Alison. Thank you for joining me for your August 2016 forecast for the month. It is a month full of activity as usual, but we have our eclipse season starting in August. So we are starting the month on the 2nd with a Mars transit, and Mars is entering Sagittarius again. So after his retrogrades, he's now officially in Sagittarius at the top of the month. This will be conjunct Saturn at 9 degrees in your ninth house of foreign travel. There is a stimulation with Mars to take action and to have a lot of energy in the sector that he transits through. So the ninth house is your higher education, certification, long distance travel. It is your belief system. It is politics and religion and philosophies and all things metaphysical. It's a very broad house, naturally governed by Sagittarius on the solar wheel. So this creates a lot of energy and maybe a desire, which is also Mars, a desire to travel. And with Saturn conjunct Mars, there's some restriction to this as well. So there's the energy to initiate new courses, to initiate a new belief system, but then the discernment of Saturn, of wanting to limit yourself somehow. Mars wants you to take 100% action, and Saturn is a little bit of an irony there, but the two of them will work together to fine-tune that area of the ninth house. So if you are thinking very broad, Saturn might help you narrow down the scope of what it is you need qualifications for or study for. Or if you are dealing with legal issues in the ninth house, Mars could see these push forward, have energy to move forward. And then Saturn will discern what is the most relevant and what should take priority in that sector as well. On the same day, on the 2nd, we have our new moon. It feels like this year is going so fast. And it's just, new moon, full moon, new moon, full moon. It's just the typical 2-week cycle. But for some reason, this year is going so quickly. I find it bizarre. Anyway, our new moon is at 10 degrees of Leo, another fire sign energy. So, as well as Sagittarius for you, all of these placements are trining the either sun, rising, ascendant, or moon sign, whatever position or planets you have stationed in Aries. This will be trining the fire signs when the new moon is in Leo at 10 degrees. This is in the 5th house, and conjunct your sun placement there because you start the top of the month with the sun in the 5th house of fun and pleasure, leisure, relaxation, the 5th house of children, creative endeavors, and new romance. The 5th house could be new attraction. And this trines Uranus also into Aries, so this is spontaneous energy. Yeah, very abrupt, sudden meetings and romance could occur around the energy of the new moon. And I'd like to say, when I say new moons and give the exact date, it's an energy. So energy cannot be pinpointed to a specific minute, but new moon energy accumulatively lasts throughout the 2-week lunar cycle. But it's a very potent 2.5-day energy with new moons. 2 days prior to the new moon, or a day and a half prior and a day and a half after. But this is really sharp fire catalyst energy for sparking sudden action to travel, meetings for romance, foreign meetings, romance in foreign locations, attracting foreigners to you, exotic types of people in the ninth house, not your plain Jane energy or plain Joe energy. It's something that you're not accustomed to, maybe, with that trine energy. Now on the 5th of August, Venus, the planet of love and attraction, enters Virgo, where she'll be conjunct Jupiter through August 29th. So in the 6th house, also trining Pluto in the 10th, Venus entering Virgo can do wonders for your career sector, Aries. And I say this because Venus is also money, just as equivalently as she is love. And to have her in this very expansive sector where you have Jupiter expanding, promoting abundance, giving you optimism and faith in the sixth house of work, routine, pets, health, structure, regimen, workout, and diet. You have Venus smoothing over this area, adding to leverage perhaps with promotion, because trining Pluto in the 10th house of career, you could see an intensity harmoniously affect the career, leverage, bonus, Venus bringing the attracting energy to you. So if there is a contest for who's getting promoted, or if you're up against the competition, with Venus in the sixth house of work, you have a lot of skill and a lot of attraction on your side. We also have our new moon solar eclipse in that area of Virgo, but I'll get to that because that happens in September that I wanted to mention. On the 13th of August, Saturn finally goes direct at 9 degrees of Sagittarius. So that's going to be conjunct the Mars energy in Sag. And we like Saturn direct. He's restriction regardless, but having him move quickly means he'll sooner get out of that sector for you, because he takes about 2.5 to 3 years in a sector. And you're learning a lot of lessons in your belief system. There is a restructuring of what it is Arians believe in and your policy of life. So that should be interesting to see how that applies. Also, again, with education and foreign travel. On the 18th, we have our first eclipse that we're experiencing in this particular eclipse season. So we have our full moon lunar eclipse on the 18th. This is at 25 degrees of Aquarius in the 11th house for you, Aries. And the 11th house is friendships, it's your personal goals, it's your connections, your social alignments, who you are affiliated with. And the full moon brings illumination and an awareness, and possibly a closure because of the full moon incorporated in the eclipse, an ending in this sector. Maybe you're releasing a connection at this time, Aries. Or maybe one of your goals is accomplished and you're removing it off your plate. There is an awareness. If you're not identifying with this right now, let the eclipse pass, because we're having a few more and you'll see how this can fall into place. But there is some kind of unveiling, I like to say, with an eclipse, because it is an opening. It's a portal when that happens between the sun and the moon, and it illuminates. It leaves a little bit of what needs to be seen here, and can also be eclipsed out for you if you're not putting in the work to handle something. If you're ignoring your relationships with friends, or if you're tending to them too much and you're finding that they're not reciprocating, something here could see that be eclipsed right out of the picture. And on the 22nd, the sun enters Virgo. A lot of Virgo action in the month of August, but the sun will be conjunct Jupiter then, and that is very expansive, positive energy in the sixth house of health. So Arians, you're feeling your best. You've got luck on your side with Jupiter in the health sector. Also, for those of you looking for work, looking at how to spend your daily regimen and routine, this brings a lot of optimism when it's conjunct Jupiter, and faith that you can handle the job. Say you're up for a position that is actually you're needing more qualification is what I'm getting, but you can handle it. Maybe you need more skills, but you can get the job anyway if you just believe you can do it. And then you can apply your courses or schooling in the 9th house, what needs to be handled to get some of your education up for the position. I think you could convince the potential boss that you have what it takes to get this job done, Aries. And you're a leader, you're a cardinal sign, you take action. Your ruling planet, Mars, is in a fire sign. You have a lot of trined energy, so I feel like you're getting the top picks this month, Aries, especially in the work department, and you have new romance at the top of the month. On the 29th of August, Venus will then exit out of Virgo and enter the sign of Libra, and that is your polar opposite sign, which is the seventh house of soulmates and marriage. It could very easily be that you meet someone very suddenly at the top of the month and enter into relationship by the end of the month, commitment, monogamy, making it official, very quick too, because that's not a long time to know someone, but with Uranus involved, that's electricity. Uranus is sudden insight and abrupt surprise. So you could see yourself wrapped up in a entangled relationship here. How beautiful, because Venus is love in the seventh house of marriage. Very positive energy for those of you looking to become engaged or even married. But Mercury's about to go retrograde. You don't want to get married between August 30th and September 22nd because it's kind of, I don't want to say bad luck, but when Mercury goes retrograde, the communications are reversed. You want your vows and what you're saying to be legit and expressed to their fullest and understood and interpreted by the spouse and all of the witnesses. So I would say great time to become engaged when Venus enters Libra. And then the following day, on the 30th, Mercury will go retrograde at 29 degrees of Virgo. So a lot of energy in Virgo with the Sun, Mercury, and Jupiter all conjunct in the sixth house. So Mercury retrogrades back through the 14-degree mark of Virgo, like I said, through September 22nd. He goes direct then, and he still remains in your sixth house through the 7th of October. So you have a lot of time with the planet of analysis, communication, logic, intellect, thought, in the sector of health and work, which could see you be very analytical and detailed with editing, writing, reviewing. For the journalists out there, this is great to review what you are working on. Or that could apply to anyone who has to review their work, actually, but for some reason I'm getting writers for you, Aries. So maybe you have some scripts or something that you're meant to hand in, but that time period of August 30th through the September 22nd could see you having to revise and rewrite, re-edit, all of that stuff. So on September 1st, I wanted to mention this in August's forecast, we have our new moon solar eclipse. And that's at 9 degrees of Virgo as well, trining Pluto in Capricorn and conjunct Jupiter, all in this sixth house. So new health routines, diets, getting the body in order, becoming your own authority in your health sector is what I'm hearing. Let's get to the cards. I'm using the Alchemical deck by Robert M. Place. It's my steadfast deck. I really want to also extend a huge thank you to all of my subscribers. I really appreciate your loyal support. And for also joining me on my Facebook page, Audrey Alison Astrology and Tarot. Let's get to the reading, Alchemical deck by Robert M. Place. And if you'd like to book with me, I'm at audreyallison.com. I read all through the week, and you can find me there. Okay, Aries, here are your cards for August. Lady of Cups. This is a lot of intuition. This is you remaining calm, but also trusting where your inner thoughts and guidance are. What is your dream life like? Now, your 12th house isn't severely activated here. However, the Lady of Cups needs some rest. She might need some time to process things internally. Ah, look at that. And the Hermit card. That's a lot of Virgo energy. This is the card of Virgo in the Tarot. And this would govern the sixth house of health and routine for you, which is this naturally governed by Virgo on the solar wheel. Retreat. So Aries, I know you're meeting people, you're getting in relationships, you're having new romance, and you have a huge amount of support for relationship and career this month, but make sure you take some time to rest. And the Hermit's also extremely wise and educated. You might be receiving courses or downloading information and insight with the Hermit. He keeps the light on. The Hermit keeps the light on, but he's not very boisterous. So he's internally reflective. And he's got the Ouroboros up here, which is the connection, going full circle. Look at that. This is the seventh house of marriage. It's the bride and groom, the Four of Wands, the ceremony, connection, embracing, fire, attraction, new moon in the fifth house. Also, the sun entering Venus entering the seventh house, and the Three of Cups. Friendship, support, trust, generosity. You could have sisters or siblings or a friendship that could actually help lead you to relationship. It could also be that you refer to the friends regarding the person that you've met. You could be really connecting with friends because you're having this occur. There's one more card. Look at that, Two of Cups. You really can't make it up. There is a strong potential for relationship for Arians this month. I'm very excited for you. This is just a tarot taster, so if you have any questions, you can comment below. But you can also book a reading with me at audreyalison.com. I'm wishing you a sweet August. And remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.